Good day, wonderful listeners. Nalbadi Malon Kadi Drama right here on Eco TV. Of course, on your show that comes to you every week, that is the Youth Spotlight, where we feature youths in this country that are making sure that national development is growing and everyone is playing his or her part in it. And of course, these days as we are in election seasons, I'm with politicians. Legi ma tontu politician. Bena bena rek. So today we decided to have a youth leader who you know that is not a guest to any Gambian media personnel or anyone that is engaging in Gambian politics. Because Mr. Manneh right here is someone that embodies the word that youths need to participate in politics. He does not just say it, we see him do it. So Mr. Manneh, we are really glad to have you here and we're looking forward to having a very productive and engaging conversation with you here. So you can introduce yourself to the viewers. Then for protocol 6, as always, introduce yourself to the viewers.
Yes, thank you so much for having me here today. It's a pleasure. I'm a good fan of this program, a keen listener too. I am very much delighted that today I am joining you here as a panel or as a guest. And then I'm sending greetings to those viewers there that are in their houses, in the market, and those that are also in the diaspora. My name is Lamin Manneh. I am part of the United Democratic Party. Like he said, I'm a youth engaging in politics, and then today we are here to discuss matters regarding youth and the importance of youth to participate in political activities. So it's a pleasure to be here today, and I look forward to a fruitful discussion. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Manneh. We really appreciate. And as I said, Mr. Manneh is someone that will be taking us through on youth engagement on politics, some of the policies that the unit, because Mr. Manneh made it clear that his stand on politics. We all know he's a big supporter of the United Democratic Party, and every party that you support, you must have your principles, your reasons for supporting them. Yeah. So then today on this platform, Mr. Manneh will take us through as in your role in the United Democratic Party, as in what positions do you hold in the United Democratic Party, and what role do you play at your grassroots level to make sure that the policies and you sell the image of the United Democratic Party to the younger generation and all that?
Yeah, thank you so much for that question. United Democratic Party is a very well-structured party from the national leadership down to the students' wing. That means every facet and sector of our communities are well encapsulated within the United Democratic Party so that there is no one left behind. So I am part of the students' wing of the United Democratic Party. It's a set of a wing that deals with mobilizing and galvanizing support for the party through engaging students in the higher education, but also at the high schools too. And I am a graduate from the University of the Gambia. I started participating in politics at the University of the Gambia, where I served as the Secretary General of the Social Sciences and Humanities Students Association under the Division of Humanities and Social Sciences. So then I also had the pleasure to be part of the students' wing of the United Democratic Party through election, and I became the Secretary General of the United Democratic Party students' wing in 2023. Having a mandate of 5 years that will end in 2027. So it's a rigorous activity that we are doing at the students' wing to bring of politics to the universities, but also to the high schools, so that young people will also see the need to participate in politics. There is this maxim that says every person is a political animal, or man by nature is a political animal. Because everything that we do in our lives is measured by policies and programs, and these are set by politicians and to some extent by the government, and government is a machinery that is run by politicians because the figurehead that is leading the government is a political election, that is the presidency. So this is why every young person must see the need to participate in politics, because even the tuition fees that we pay at the university, those incomes out of the blue. These things are well curtailed and tailored by a set of ideas, a set of programs. This is why you pay a certain amount of money in any higher education. But that is one thing, but also the accommodations there, the transports and whatnot, everything that you are doing within your life is well measured by programs and policies of government. So it's everybody's business to participate in politics, and this is what motivated me to also be part of, not only at the University of the Gambia students politics, but to participate in the mainstream politics, because I know I can represent the people in a broader way when I participate in the national politics through the activities that I was doing at the university. I have done quite well during my tenure in representing the voice and the opportunities, the interests of the people to the relevant stakeholders. So that is exactly what I'm also doing within the national space. That is to know what are the problems, what are the concerns and the plights of young people, most especially the students, to mainstream this to the United Democratic Party position, so that these things are well captured in their policies and programs. In the event that we make it into governance, we will be able to address the issues without going back to ask about them. This is why United Democratic Party have one of the most detailed policies as far as political parties' existence are concerned in this country.
Thank you so very much. That is a detailed one. And one thing I will tell people, I am not that a fan of a youth that will say politics is not for me, or this particular thing is not for me. We might not all be very engaging as Mr. Lamin here, because the energy that Mr. Lamin has on politics is something that you and I might not have, but at the end of the day, our life revolves around politics. Whatever we do, politics is concerned. So it is very good to see people that not everyone kafintino kadiyamu political role. So if you have people that will play that part, let's also play our part in another way. I think everyone is doing their part, but then even if everyone is not doing it, I think Mr. Lamin's own is something that we could all attest to. And then personally, I will tell people, if I see youths engaging in politics, it's a joy for me, because I don't want to be in that environment again where people will see a political bula pabili, and at the end of the day, don't can have a pabil corrupt and anything. But then, Mr. Lamin, as a key supporter of the United Democratic Party, as someone that is fully engaged with the activities of the United Democratic Party, you believe in the principles of the United Democratic Party. In this time of the year, even though elections are 4 to 3 months now, then people are very keen on campaign start, and everything. But we see to it that oppositions in this country are still on the discussions of coalition. Come just a bit of just for us to know your point on issues with regards to coalitions. We are still hearing coalition that, coalition this political party endorsed that, the next day these ones are falling out. So we just want you to give us your perspective on opposition's unity at this point in time.
Yeah, it's very important that oppositions unite, because in unity there is strength, there is cohesion, there is hope, and this is why the United Democratic Party, put itself up in terms of having a broad-based discussion on matters of governance, and then on matters of how do we incorporate every opportunity, and have it as a mainstream to discussions that will bring forth a rapid change. So the United Democratic Party is also participating across at least 3 coalition arrangements. I think we have withdrawn from one, and then another one is already going on. That is the Apex Coalition. But the need for coalition is that because people will say we cannot do it alone, others will say they cannot do it alone. So all these things are grassroots ideas that we listen to, because as a party we believe that politics is local, and then people that are at the grassroots, we need to very much listen to them so that we are in line with their ideas and aspirations. So it is their consensus that United Democratic Party should also engage with other opposition parties so that we can have a coalition in 2026. This is why the leadership deems it fit to participate in all these coalition discussions. But we are not very happy with some of the happenings within the coalition discussions, most especially within the opposition, based on the fact that we believe we need to take a new dimension as far as opposition politics and coalition is concerned. If you could remember, in 2016, there was a coalition that unseated the former president, Yaya Jammeh. And then the method that was used, and then the result was something that each and everyone is aware of. And that is to say, We cannot repeat the same mistake time and again and ensure that there is going to be different. You cannot repeat the same thing and ensure there is positivity coming out of it. So we said, let us have a new method of going about with this coalition arrangement, because then we've used the candidate-led coalition arrangement. And then the president was elected, then went into government, and coalition collapsed before it even started. We've seen PDIS even refuse to participate in executive appointments. They went straight to the National Assembly. By 2018, we see the United Democratic Party, left the coalition. Then we saw the president invite the former president's party, APRC. And then until date, we know the happenings within that coalition. And this is why everybody is saying the government has to go, rather the current government has to go. So we said, okay, let's come together, but not using the old method. Let's use a party-led method, a method that is going to be led by the United Democratic Party, with the fact that we have the highest number of votes as far as the 2021 electoral result is concerned. That is 238,000 votes. And also we won the majority landslides after presidential election, landslide in 3 subsequent elections. That is the National Assembly elections, the mayoral election, and the councillorship elections. So these are facts that we cannot put behind as far as coming together is concerned. But others believe that we should not be talking about numbers. I don't know what they are putting
numbers
up.
Numbers
don't matter.
I don't know where we will get
there's
there.
this maxim that majority carries the vote. So
Okay.
if we have the majority, I think we should carry the votes. But we open ourselves to discussions, and then it ended up very badly that we left the coalition, and then we have opportunity now that other political parties within the opposition terrain are joining us, and then we're going to sign this memorandum of understanding with them on a Friday. But the opposition, rather the coalition that we've left, has already disintegrated, and then there is a selection, and then somebody is selected as their flag bearer. But we've seen, the drama that evolves around that negotiation. So that means United Democratic Party is vindicated in all spectrum, and then we are very much happy that people are seeing light at the end of the tunnel, and then they are joining us as far as coalition is concerned. So you guys are invited. I think you'll get your invitation to come and witness the gravitas of arrangement that we will have with this opposition or other opposition parties to unseat the incumbent Adama Barrow.
Okay, then the signing is happening on Friday, inshallah.
Yeah.
Well, the media is invited, and we are also invited, so we will go there to know what is going on. But with regards to that, you are in another coalition talk, that is the Apex coalition talk. So still there is, that coalition talk is still going, and then there are political parties that are endorsing UDP-led. So make me understand this. I try to bring it to my level, try to bring it to our level, maybe we are not very good with these political terms and all that. So we want to understand, in the you made it clear, categorically clear, that is one thing that no Gambian will dispute that United Democratic Party coined the local, they are going for party-led since the beginning. What if point falling on issues. But then we have seen that there are other parties involved in the same coalition talks as you that believe in candidate-led. So how do you try to balance this? Are you guys alba falling na for alba try kana change la nyaji la coalition ko nyongona?
Yeah, so UDP as a party, we are a position of maker on Apex that we've said we wanted party-led. And then kuleti miya longo a senata nyim mobi manyimbanku kanjane that UDP don't have any negotiation concerning anything Apex la negotiation bang or CMC or whatnot a bit to put the same lem that we wanted to have it a party led. So ning Apex that of after the point that they also said that they left like a candidate led the tendencies of not participating in that is very high because ninata jibe fanang alhamdulillah saying political party jamal mini alonko register nyimbanku kang mi a party lulu si saying almost all betu ko it will later United Democratic Party la party led coalition And imagine you are going to sign a memorandum of understanding with those parties. So that means that ni modul na defindi ko to be candidate led call to inherently we are way to qualify outside that arrangement level. So wo mu hakil kono tantangolti ning any coalition be discuss kan nyimbang kun kam mi alon ko adla fla pour ka method le kamana minni party led man killing o be kala kuleti mi alon ko UDP to participate la no voto because wo lem bondi o coalition o do kono so wotan tula no coalition o do to and ni coalition that is the official position of the United Democratic Party. Dat ntol be nyami be dunna koku kono janni be dinkala ko nyin kono ka senendi le lafla ita silo min so apex fana mbelari wala nyama and apex le fon commencer ta janni nyin do binala min banda tending bari apex fana ngajere biye saferol ke komi by the end of month ibe tomondoro kala le nyaton ko la min be kala flag biarati bari komi nga fonu nyami ndoro UDP ta participate la no dulato mi alon ka be kala independent led because UDP ke la moy ala grassroots la bakel anu niaji be media jamal fon ba findi kan sayente nin kata sate kono kam mol nyinin ka coalition mimbe banko kon aliya nyaadi le bari ni mol fon le dia mol moy kamine fo that UDP e menke wala betada ka bokku kono mi alon ko la fli nakar la jeel pour kaje ko mi mol mini alon ko mote bulo kono ni mo ko mote bulo kono because karre mu nombalete mote bulo kono o mandi ka kangolti ni mo ko mote bulo kono ni ko bajata e ma fo jiti yo so wol nyenta lonnal ni ko moy ko mote bulo kono means that ko mi nomba min nyenta fen so be silema wala te bulo kono bari mo be bulo kono le dimbal be bulo kono le termal be bulo kono le badin sutungol badin jangol bari woda madam mama han council election o winno moy woda madam mama national assembly winno moy sokora presidency so ntol bibe presidency la fola bari council on ten national assembly ten mayon ten bol be to win kan in majestic style ni bankunka so ko president anu fana president fana ni nata jibe over the years nombal min kataram bulo kono tol buka la nyi election le min tambita anu dalilol be bulol kono so do nomba min be bulo kono bi ninga nyim parti min bi position kono mimina parti 80 la movement 20 plus ningo la nyoka the chances of winning mimbe mutari mol fana bulo kono is very high tol jigita voting pattern mimbe banko kanyang komika for a single majority simple majority ning wodron dronem ndol sa baro win no wala bar ni lata nyoka sa hakilol betu soto on board sa kartel betu soto on board pour nga bonni ning dalila mi alon ko nyo sabata tarla noje so wole be mutarin tol bul wala be mutarin na mol bul on the grassroots that UDP ta taral no kuto mi alon ko na party leader be resign na la ay loi fongo e ndol fanan tali resign e lol fongo dol fanan tali resign e loy fongo ye na ye tombondiro keje ndol mam tamuru na woko nanu ngalo kuma kangol futa janne utem biti sa fi
resignation o ketal de nyanta wala ligentela de because ndol ma resignation ol moy follow the last time I checked my resignation moy ndo ngam party leader that is the one of the criteria that you have to resign from your party and stand as an independent so come what do fana kuma ka kuma la liya fo moli sometimes come science not already CMC more elected already. So whether the person has resigned or not, I think the public has to know. So obita to any other coalition, even with Apex, sometimes it is not that we want. These are of public interest, so we deserve to know what you guys agreed on. And for come, agree to me. Naturally, Ali finti fanal ke formally. I'm Robemol Marco Priel stands for long on issues.
So that's kuma for maja o kuma yata bakel because niaje UDP bota o coalition o nyinkono be tunkungol kono pour kaje ni mumu mi alon ko be commencer anyinna o coalition o nyinkono to president anyinna enen daga resign la parti kono le yello e fongoye ay tol fanansi na tombondiro ke o molle min alon ko resign tay loti fongol bari ñun fele fe fotere sa ye tommondirol ke ila molle min alon ko nyente katambika ke la presidential aspiranolti to the point that mo killing fongo tay kono sa entendi min kata Talib Ahmed Ben Soudati e sa ngajala la interest sole e sa boka si ala interest sole the other guy ñing kanyi tola ya fa fani ala interest sole bari ya fo nyamin the procedures min alon ko followed in 2016 pour ka adam baro tombo anim procedure min alon ko keta in 2026 pour ka Talib tombo there is fundamental difference in that because ndefanang as far as I know as far as I read medial fanan kono maje dulato ko meka fo Talib resign tel unite ka loi fo ngoy pour kanyi ñini maje esa resign te EPP show beya ya fa aning the other guy Bokasi mol betuje anu these are steps min alon ko banko dingol nyanta ta lonnal because janni be futala president ya nyinna ibe step kono mi alon ko is for public interest public nyanta wolonal so that he scrutinize, they hold you to account because beyond 2026 these are the discussions mi alon ko minange sort of na nimman sakundal falinta ko mi falinta ni sila jamale so that mol mil binala after all will fanang saji what were the strengths and what were the weaknesses of the coalition building process or milketa nunje but ninga je coalition will be built in a process that to nyani tilongo buka findi nanje pour banko dingol yalong then womu kuleti mi yalong ko ay masilongo si bakel and that point is very valid that moli start question on nyinin that ñu mol min yalong ko ilota pour kanyin flag bearer selection okay in the CMC coalition fo resign le parti to le banka loy fon le fodum itombondiro le ke damol because iko consensus le sota but before consensus be sota la ndenga mira albe resign le for since atol taral fal identified alinter ka resign then alelu al fon le banko be to ade komi albota le parti to alota al fon but ibe lobbying ke kanen on a consensus from their political parties komi momo be la party le to ikata ikal lobbying so that people will vote for you so that in itself kamuntale komi ay kuma kan mimu momo resign la party to ani wo contravene and public should be very much wary and then mo nyanda ka nyinin karo ke wo question si fal nyulal.
Well, there is one stand that I personally don't want to dispute on because I don't know how possible it is going to be for someone to invest your knowledge, your resources in building a party, and you could resign to stand for a candidate-led. How convincing that will sound? That is what we, the public, would want to know because we are still being doubtful with regards to that. But then, if we will take our assumption because right now the assumption is that each of them are still on their parties with their position as party leader and still being the flag bearer. That is the position that we are in because that is what we know because Mamu Iko resigned as flag bearer. The Jani Bekela coalition or flag bearer. So they are still party leader and flag bearer. So we need to know the motive of party candidate led Munaketala. So CMC coalition camera. It all be more you clarify more because
you see that coalition of Fongo abalafa water bakele because imagine a coalition mi alonko maybe party Fongo sitano movement o nyina moy tambe party yalawo kan so kulen mi alon control for man sense je as the UDP imagine be maybe Buakasi because Buakasi fenko le babulo kon movement o le babulo kon way na tambi so nyim party be nyendo collapse la pour kata la mo kam mi alon ko movement o le babulo kon movement o mi ma register nyim bankum fonka because at one point im civil society font you register as a civil society nyim bankum kan and nyenta people go call min kele nyenta kodo min jola you do that this is why political party fanan janni be register le ka kodo nim fengo do lejo but some of these civil society ni movement will hani daliso banko ma do ila ko so and you want parties to collapse kana kete tambinde so all these things are miral nyalle min yalon control fon mi fahamno and ko mi kami foden ndoro mol fele mi yalon ko ngeje be balandin nu ka fonara UDP da betal la nyun konoto ila party leader nyanta ka resign ne ay na ay lo itol fanantale resign but bi kabri UDP bodaji and some other parties mo wolje ko mi kum malle miti nyakor ko mi ka warandi nu nyami ka kumayandi nyami but say mo wolje de so convenience le tamata than abet kenu nya because it was very tough. If on kajale in the media space, UDP inta sonna nyinna jang, alla party resign na kanaka contest, then ali ajibal me. Barka birnga ajibe me minkela. Ko kuya tilon de sai.
Ako biri ajibe me minkela, abiri ara buri tali ajibe le me minkela yal tuje. Mutungo kay dol fara ba ajibe ke me minkela. Hani sa ndro ke in Gambia mo be ba ajibe kan me minkeka. But then come UDP yela stand fanyame. It all they are very clear and then they already have political parties and movements that are ready to endorse them. So Friday best of luck on that with the entire party political party will be attack but then ngajo go bina kurang la goal man dara system rim back so then Mr. Lamin, I will have you back again to kagena discuss on these issues because but then before we wrap up na technical department ko continue bari tol fana wakayde is nawek be dolle blogger so ben chances trial with nawek many chances trial with nawek so Mr. Lamin I just want you to help us out here as comme nga commence no nyame ita mo funding kewalde ibe party semento yakam ya tandi mon lako ite be political party kare la you advocate for that party you strongly support it. So we want to know, as a young person, just give us at least 2 policies that you think the United, oh, you are sure, me I think they believe that young people in this country should give United Democratic Party a chance based on 2 policies that you think they will implement when they come into power.
La barka bake kadi antenga mira pour momo e betar la dawo dato bi e nyanta felle jeleje mini alon ko e nyante nyafala andum kafo abe lura nyanta lola nin tunkulle kam mi alon ko nyanta kafu dingol nafala ani mul mini alon ko be banko kan yo so near United Democratic Party jibi nadi amola started ngafile ko mi structural sotla cross dal bitut kabo student la katafo alifalla fosan woto ye mine soto karamonto dinnol ye min soto fonninkeli wolmu kulere mi alon ko akumma ya bata ila tamandir bulol kono ni ko 5 point agenda ngalo nyi bankun kam mo betu e wolon so wolem ni sidula lulol ti min UDP be lori kan kaje ni nata mansa kunda to ibe banko falin nani o sidula lel sidula follow mo pour fonninkel fon ledin sa mine keno fonninkel iko youth employment and empowerment wolem ka doku joko ka create fonninkeli anim be sementi andila nyami yo niko ka doko fananda madam madi mulla sementi ya to doko min koto abe ko yala bakel pour ye fon soto no doko kono ye fon nafano je badi ngula nim banko nafano je bare ni sementi ya doko kono abe sonyala bakel pour ila fon nafani tara doko nyin kon komi doko sifanya dil to bi ni ajibe bi tivek sector be nyim banko kanjane wolem technical vocational training center solti mol kataje ka metol karanje anin kodol yo sa ni te mario metol karan wodulato let's say ya engineering ne karanje it an University of Engineering soto nyimban ko kanjang more or less alkanyi sila do kol nin kodol kara wodulat maybe not to the extent that mosa contract ko dilela no fully but is finance participate no more kono mini alon ko finance ku killing ku fulake no wodulat. So UDP manager komi, how do we empower these people? At least government ka contract ko mil soto ibe contract ko percentage fanan sort la ibe million de la funding kil fanan million ko ibe jula faru bundal business or entrepreneurship nin ko dol so that ise fongon na fanu wo contract ko because bi sila do ko ni ha contract ko di funding kil na million ko engineering nin ko dol aba fon na fara je la fanan be multala do ko la je banko fanan be na fa sot la ko andu banku dingole may ko do ko di do ko abe stila nyim banku kanya andu wo mario be kala funding kil million ko atata ni university to ajita yo bar sayin kote ke sirangol min ya longo fonga hani sirangol juen kamil using no official kono because no official kono ka sirangol le kan at government level so wo sirangol fana ni opportunity di capital as a contract government contract comme government offices fana ke furniture yo opportunity di fenkol la capital la wo fana mo empowerment dole de imagine bi sirangol yemi ni import nam from Dubai from talking in dulalto e ka sanjellel atol mil ka siran sangol ke biosol ngala atol yalon sirangol kara dal ci wili tan sabanim fe full furniture pour ka dulani furniture so imagine yo empowerment o di one kapentala or two kapentala wo workshop o fon le be falina because amaru be kuro min sot leje abal workshop o do kula o to momo be do kula o dula fananto abe easy la bakele ba jela aso maru fanana balu fon fe soni andino nyam bari ñing kapental ka do ko ke jantandi le sirawol katal la andi ka do ko kende baka tangol ke bari man sakunda buka se bulo kono business sector ta sanne bulo kono akata lori wodulal to sanjo mu ka fengo do ko akata lori son tol ko nta do ko da ma create la mbal empower la so that mo moy dunta do ko to jang imari sa government project also no sa government contract also no min ya lon ko be nafala noje bar ngata ñing fenkol fongol jibe hani ñim petit business ol funding kil say be dunka ka fa entrepreneurship bi yidunta business ndo business nin kono ja ni mi hakloti be tax la to collapse ikan namol lele ka million ko ite fon bon la no namu jo kono ila bitiko ita sambala no ita bitiko jola no fe bitiko soro jiber la jamal bi jawol mu victime wol leti wol kono at one point dol fon million ko accuse dem ko be sila bundal nin ko dol leti mol babin sopol nin fenkol kawo sol nin ko dol yin business ol betu boy mannaje fe yo do ko min ke wosilol ka so wol mu kuleti million ko UDP ko we cannot only be creating employment for young people but we need to empower young people to giving them government contracts, you know, even expertise ki currently, so that is a wofanam be to kalamdano. But even employment fanangana woto be funding ke jama be mi be findika nyimbang kung kanja. A jama man ke kafo ko mi mang kamole soto de. Woto kafo mang karane de. Mol bi je mini alon ko be university degree be bulol ko ne bitaka nyimbaguel. Mol bi high school ndol fola sang. Nimbongunga momin high school certificate or so and 18 years. Udongo do ya bada. College ndo fanam for all these young people that are going through this Mediterranean Sea. A jama baby janale certificate lem sign. But do kole mantra banko kang. Time sota no Gambia College free lem ya jambi jawato men. Free fongo kola ni karanta up to the final year of graduation. Ikalo ne ko be post la Lamin. Ila do ko bita Lamin to ko be tulon. Dormitory fanam be nunje. Ibo be to enjoy ka bar sign de pin ika karamungo jo ni jita fanan ika fe ko Mario jandi be do ko commence le they are going to take you through a competency test. So ho de karango na fale mina nanka exam solke. So that people can ascertain whether you are competent or not.
That lecturers are like, why are you giving me exams? You taught me, I said I understand. Why are you giving me exams?
Exactly. So you can after all that exams, ko take 3 years or so. Ministry be competency test le deal janim be sambala filo kon. That means that it is 3 years so mean be to karayo exam will mean be to ke will mu kuleti mini along ko they are not satisfied with. They want to come and have you as a competent person or not. So nko nyilita kela no if we can produce teachers mili alonko be and told be to karandi jamelo wato legit thing without going through this competency test, then it is doable that we continue with that model. Because amanke komi jamme fanam bija wato min ay kuku ka betata to ay kuku ka jawayata kodol wol jawayata wol ka bondi fon wala ne government mu continuation mil betata should be a point of continuation. But kabirin the president min bije bi kabiro nata wo ko min fo betata wo ka wolle jenkeni min man betani wolle bitaka nyol ya fam so nyinne mu kuti mi alon ko abe nyim banku batande kam baka wala tin nan tolko we will create employment and we will create empowerment wo mu wanne so the second one will be ngo training, skills and education. So saying na karambum bundal al halul be nyaadi le bi because mo ka karang for University of the Gambia mecheta karango min koto karam munku kensengo pabil kadi karam munku kensengo kayti kensengo le belari nga bulo kono bun kono anu mansa kunna man do ku create no way mbe nyin curriculum mo revisit la no nyaadi le so that at one point ni mota da fa jita university to high school to college to asa fongo sambano hana tara komi mansa kunna man do ku create no barate fongo la buluma kalan do ko kono through metol nin ko do la asa fongo sambano. But I was making one point and then ngalo na nyimum betul applied leti in at grade 9 ajiben ka fengol mil study word dalto spirojaras, amoebas, fish and then cockroaches. These are things mili alongo ndeni te ningeje borola tendi fengo cockroach yalone banikol ka kumani nyadi la fongo
zamana fayti tama koy wot
imam cockroach lo cockroach wala mo fenkoti nyepeto ha nyepeto mi halonko ni ajabe borre drato e ka sama to le lipa yeta fay nyamo ko na jan imagine full grade nene ka fe nyepeto ado
a design ala patsul define
chalo dum
we did all that.
So yemira totola
we went through a lot during school.
So all these things mini halong these are the things that will determine your intelligence. Because ni manual si fal ke you fail your practical anin kodol so ni all fail ila science paper fail or fail ni nyanda aggregate 6 total science based on aggregate 15 also ni ma mathematics ni man better I feel you are in aggregate 20 something also. So these are things minimum banko na fa fenna and we need to revisit our curriculum. This is why UDP ko they want to bring in a comprehensive curriculum mimbe banko dingol nafala metio betal ko curriculum min ko anin kodol womo education na aspect len but training fanang hani teachers will mean fongol control ta they need training because jang bi pour ka ke teacher fon ni jita college ol nin kodol te ye choko ci kaya dilele eta teaching. So dunia karam bungol kata manyaming teacher fon kata too intensive training there so that ibe mol min karandila yalo mo sifa nya dillem special need to nyanta dila mol min yalo ko fast la na lem slow la na so lem you need to be able to know all these things. Aning equipment will fanete nyanta mil use la fana should be provided because bita vole no choko dama at one point mol be bokan choko fo ngotole science thank you teachers will come ibe complain de yeah moli nya man taro koto kam because of nya kono betu ka fani chokol nin kodol mol be makal le use ka. So you need to train them, you need to bring this material so that karon fanan samba nya fanan so sonia notice sol buloko. But let's come to skills development. Dunia mol be tamaka nila skills la mol ka balu nila skills lol bankol jibe milliard lonko bi ye footballo fon da madam ma ke la silol Argentina jibe Brazil jibe nka reference ta nyul ya baki ñul mu bankule to milliard lonko e bele economy fo la nyawnya bari kodo e min dundi la banko kan true sports la eto fanan tulano kom ni la fla basic example tala wala Sadio Mane jibe bambali mo be ba fo kan ne Sadio e bambali mutala ton inside out ay na fulo min dundi bambali Sadio e mini stadium ndingo fongolo bambani kon akon kili on to lajjan mfela han sambe korlin tala
okay
dol fon ka fo le Sadio fongo dépenso bambali le wosatel kono la dépenso ba Sadio le bulo kon. So there are a lot of things milliard lonko Sadio bi asa keno wosato ta killing ata korlal anun dol fona yankuba min debe bulo kono scientific yankuba fona ma fo Sadio sa min kono ata but because of the differences between the currencies e ka joko dol min anin na jankodo yankuba fona sa kuja ma keno de anu molbe nyim bankun kam bi yankuba de mawol no football la. If you invest in local structures, investment structures, kaje bolsol kata ka football ke molmial ko fane ka borol ke swimming nin kodo. All these sports, then ibaje la sama. If these people should be squatted ye samba outside Gambia, ibe kudu kodi sot la jeba plow back la nanto our economy. Imagine ka fo Gambia la remittance aka mindu nin nyimbankunka. It's hundreds of millions. So ni waka odundi nang ni atan data nga thousands of footballers sort. We talking about billions of dollars because of wolbe min dundi la nanja. Wol buka mo killing mako de. Wol ka full community la mako. Ni tata feke da professional footballer te. Ika full community la mako. Ibuka da mo killing wal. Mo le bitala balgo science thing I start ka korda killing lo aka mo sa ba mota mako. But proper footballer mi alonga established aba joka in millions la. Ke wobe sate betu le falina. So ndolko alinga invest into skills development fana. Mol mini alon ko fonnin kelle muyti metol be bulo kon skills be bulo kon ngile skills kumma yandi nga investment okay because at one point ko every strategic area of the regions nyandaka stadium mini stadium lojel so that boys all la football dulal fanang isi let skills develop no dulal to squad sol sinana ye jibe mini alon ko nyali fa eta bantala bankol do training barka fe nyimman sakunda felta wol be tulal al stadium jibe kabiri ñul nata fo bi stadium killing hundreds of millions dunta je mo malo stadium ba level one Gambia kala home je mo play away say imagine wo banko fo ninkel bet skills development is that a priority to that government so it's a problem me alon control ngani be to identify anu banko bi ni lota fo ninkele ñul dulato karango bundalem ila mecho la bundalem eno ani la training na bundalem mine tudde je kotek ye employment create akamunda few mila problem o yo sota place say ko dol bije mini alon ko nyande kala wol fanan alon di course man sakunda mo continue leti wol fanan be kala le bari these are two key policies mini alon ko UDP a soto pour atol mini alon ko bi albe mino petit trading nawo atol min be football play la atol min ka swimming ka atol min ka running ke school children teachers all these are policies mini alon ko we have for you and then now the UDP vote into government pour que ñul put into practice is very easy because ñul be on paper le amanke kanyi min fojante ndabe on kungole kono o so banta bato kachale no these things are on papers
comme pour the other people things that are attainable kali wala kacha so ngame politician wala fana nyanta what reality ko sometimes as you said these are things that do not need
no nyuman sula ko di jama ba ko kon min ko will give you contracts because man sakunda ka contract ko ledi you remember Banjul project ya di gaela ha o manke million chahan project ko tide mo jelle so ke no nyingambe ja
asiatam
bi barobe nyimmi be fo kambe mana lol anu to nyala ba mano ke kan dula be tutu nyaawnya gambe nin jelle sa fo no itol fana ya apply ye contract pour ka je ko mi kamana do ko wudango doyata so anu contract gol min de government adon ta banna bi meti la jelle sinano jam milliard lon ko be jibe kan ka fe community ka carpentry nin ko dol lege laran wafol nin siram wafol nin ko dol man sakundale ka sambulo kon wol fana dango doyata baade
yeah
so that is the problem ye fengo betu chike adi nang foreigner la wolle be la do ko betu kekeja
ha adi amo siada
so these things man jiri ka foko mi monyanta ko di balle dunji these things are doable banko ka develop wala nyam ile fondin kele empower ye contract ko dile la man sakunda e ke joko di ken dolla e ka do ko ke
wako mayadam samane comme ya fanya men don't things that are attainable no ko dimi ko say attain no in a short period of time you just need to be constructive and considerate to the people of your country janibe mira la modul ngamra wala gena important comme ya fanya yo follow balu janibe bandanya no balu so ko mayadam salamin we run out of time comme nga fanya men hopefully we will have you back inshallah if situations pambi ni refana mamol gara ko politician ko mul kanyami ke fanke mul mo busy mal be reference la kore. But before we go, I want us to wrap up with this question because we know politics is difficult and being in an opposition camp is difficult also, and there are so many challenges. But recently one challenge is been put out by your political party, that is United Democratic Party, with regards to the Caraba Conference Center. So ngoje go fan kita kudi mi alon ko banko dinga be nyanta alon na because aketa kudi mi alon ko ani ko ya warta because ninko Caraba Conference Center man ke fenti mi alon ko NPP le tam wala mo kilin le tam wala kudo fenna mi alon ko banko be le tam be le ka nyanta la so ning beating political party killing ka fenti ka itandi mon lako alcatra la pour ka events also reje, but then you are denied access to it fonyi mo kulti mi alon ko akake in all is it some, I think this is one of the challenges that I think is stood out for me because things that are of public space need to be utilized by all of us, and if we talk about free and fair treatment, I think we need to imply them. So mo kuti mi alon ko love defana more enlighten on that issue. Allah accessible, you have access to the public resources and funds or public spaces purali alla events can all that come akola akumi alka so je.
Yeah, nyimbanke the first time the camera in somewhere in January fana la flow space fana use la leno pour ka retreat ke nata la ba retreat nying kala somewhere in a hotel down there in Senegambia. You know, you find a mansong wala and we ajele kote game nge request for a mansong. So it's politicization of state institutional labor caring. Kaje komi bankola institutional mili alonko B governments will come and go. Iki chika ka ke talti. Ni to la filale kataje because hani NPP la students wing ol fongol betu bota program ol ke kanyin dulal ne ngol botol be kan amanke program flati also school ol kataje school ol ke la graduation ol keje and then meeting jamale there is no day mi alon ko mol mantar meeting ol conference central do so ni United Democratic Party ko la fla meeting ol la nyin dulal do always we find it very difficult and challenging but ka tandi barola do ko mi nyin jamme be nun janne ngajele I state institutional dol ken la nyami anim bi wol be operate kan bar jamme man tan bankun kanya bari isa baro fo nyanya mil fanam be do ko la je wol fanam problem o leti de yenyim bankun jele jang mul katara ko to ni tol be tini do mo kanje balu kanje it's not a problem bari ni la life threatening nyami ndoro it becomes a problem bi mil be UDP balika wodulalla isa baro bilem nyanya bar mol min fanam me nyaton ko yalla wodulal to e be fanam bilem la because ni ifongo yaje ko min ko ni mu kuleti miya lonko mbe molle nakarka mol min ni be mu banku dingol let kodo min dunta nyin dula do ko la biya tata ni nyata lonne ma tata ni banko dingol la to yal andu United Democratic Party mu banku dingol le be kono andu wol fana ye nyanto soto pour ni sulet ka nyin dula use ya use barite as the nyaton ko there ebe deri this is the first time the second time mang any complaint je kaje ko mi problem wala be da molte maje mole je mim man son kaje ko mi mimbe keri njay continue but they are comfortably be cool nim man sa kunda falingol kede nyum mo si falle kana bula problem wol kono because ita tarla dulanya ton ko yande ke be modol balika ngala sama ni o falingo fanan kede ite la fika tar wo dulanya ton ko yande ka because you are cancer de ite mu cancel to wodula ibe molle ibe problem wol ko ska wodula ni e bondi je sa fo yaajele natal ko tege mol min be nun jang kunun ye betu bonde you remember kabirin 2016 kabirin falindro ken mo jamal bote la position to be complain kan e kabirin coalition nata ye mol be bondi la nyundulal it's because of things like this. Ite be glami alon ko bi mo betu la official mo betu nyenta tarla la equal access iko etelem bosti je be siso warala je ko min ko nte authority ika fole nyam from the top ye fonke from the top the day that top moved you are going to move with the top wole be mutarim banko mo betu bulo kono de because what is happening there is very unfortunate ayenda banko dingo betu silalal den the president ka ko telim nyim banko kan ko telim minto chances of pour nga dictatorship murni nanja is very high because state institution should be for state purposes. Ni momo sulata so is rental. Momo sulata so long as a jono ali chance di la Mario ta ay dulani rent na Mario time banta ay boje. If this is open to international people to come and rent here because ngajal ni international program also people will rent there. Yeah. Ordinary people are renting there, organizations are renting there, civil societies are renting there, government nale program also that they are going there. So why are you ensuring that opposition will tell a program will carry, especially the biggest opposition party? This same thing college even with GRTS fanan.
Yeah.
Huh? So is amman ke nyul damadi nyin jates fanam bole ke kan so ni me fonyo nyinna ntol be baro falin nale in December ni saw fon man karina ni fongo si momo be baro enable kan nyin kuol kono because you see there is what you call enablers to every bad thing mol min ke mako mo kilo buka ko be keno mil ke mako e ku jaw kela na tinyate ni be nyanta face la andu wole be kala nyul fanan ko yajele jamme fanan ka bera kare di enablers kabirin commission o lota yi kumandi tiara sile tata momo yafo ya mako minna milia mako farole yafo milia mako naful kasarole yafo jam fanan commission o lota to nya sabatindo lota everybody will call pour yenana minketa yafo and if you are part of the enablers of jamme there should be no mercy for you because ida mamanke banku dingol we want to develop this country but abakele to nya nin tilingole ka bi ni ma nono ni Fatoumata ma nono Kadijat nyente nala la noke because amanke jammu Fatoumata la kordale ti oto Kadijat la kordale nyimmu pour mol min nyente dingol nyente nala ni mumuro 200-300 years to come woto atol mo fulo manyane nyindula akle problem to the point that akoti tala no wota kela no so ni mantara do ku so bele nyindula tendencies of change is very high but na nata fana know that it will fana be manya minna je it is going to stop hani momo nyoni ni ofo
Manneh okumada because no mukulti me alonku more moranding be Gambia janyanta kile of concern because if we state resources if we say state resources it means it belong to us as Gambians amanke ko government o min nata wala government o min biji beating GRTS does not belong to NPP or to Baru but then as you said, typical example town. Don't tell me for me, typical example tala because it's a state-owned TV, but then at the end of the day, it looks like a particular government-owned TV.
No, so a Gambia radio.
That is why I thought I be jail, but one told me I don't be. So then, going at the atmosphere, so I'm coming out for Yamang, I'm going to Baru Benin at all times. So until we are in this position, let's make sure that we execute our powers fairly and be equal to every Gambian, treat everyone equally. I think that is what will bring development that we seek for. So, moment the Yimaran the Damentola, J make sure to hold you account. Most of you are parents to some of us here. So come alkali mira dural dingol binami muela altulma. So anaktodia ngamera okumata bakali mira what will be said once you left that particular office. So thank you so very much, Mr. Manneh. It's really glad to have you here today. Today I had one of the most engaging discussions and I'm really glad you accept this invitation on a very short notice too. So I will tell politician on me please do as he did. Please I can call any molbulo ndol natol learning ndol natol mankacha banku dingol talo na mbekiri so alkali mako isaje do ko nyisi sone so don kebula yela final remarks to the youths of this country. What advice will you have for them during this most critical point in our life because election okanasi so tundol first time voter so tengala fo nyama to kalintol mako ndol ko koleata
kadi yo barka bage pour kan so dan defanan kontani bata because ngafe nyamin kanyim programme follow le sokora la rening Dr. Manneh la kachal jang ngol follow back and ngamra yo kuram fanan soto jan ngol fanan jiwere so am keen follow of this program albedo ko kende balla jang kite fonten to bake and technical team ol min yalon ko be to be do ko kende balla nying office auto jang anal CEO mi fanan be jam borondika but also kadiamu banko dingole doron fonnin kele ka fe ko mimbe banko kam biya manke moy compoti na security la karol la bi ni aja nyim bankun kan fonnin kel be nyo famin o fanan tatal fo aketa silanda ti nyim bankun kan nata ngaje fanan amandang internal security but even territorial security fo na ke nyim bankun na problem nata ngaje na bodal fongol wati Senegalil be findi kananji hani mil fongol ya lonko ye senol ke already ka fe builo kunkol to ya dulani mbola until a durable time then in negotiation o ban ite alon ite senokel mo mi alon ka senoke fala fengol falinda wala miro mo abe bindel ke nyam sodan nyamol kana ta wudulal so imagine ni ko ite tasi bo janning until further notice janning bal command lana mo nyamra nyamo tete la kunko nyin tala afela ele seno be to tinyate o min be to invest wudulal so ñul mu kuleti min ya lon ko manke ko mi alale la ni gamben dingol kan trouble coming for it's not a divine fate that Gambians are struggling ni mu mul fongol la barakel leti ñul mu programs and policy leti min ya lon ko banko ka tama wala balu konko min be ñim bankon kan mu tawo folando e ka alifaje aka korra betu bula kata yayo la ni satil kono nama mo suute dula minto aka wakila ka ke sada dano tije pour asa fen sota ba min sambala mo betu nyabo je kan nyim bankun kan janne yetara moto fanan kono yemmo ja ka lo palantero to ka fe ko mi mam paso soto kata nyin dula kare these things manye na kala kuti mi alon ko we should normalize them bankola kolyale ni se anun tolle alifalle bo wol kono so ntol fonningel le nyante wo alifal bondila wo kono nyante bondila kono nyaade man sakundale nyanta falinna so that do ko sa creator to le atul finance empowerment also and we should be prepared for our generations to come tol be nyande kala wulula leti sam but nin tol bi jan sainten dim fentam bulo kono ta kula kuto fo ka sabaro nin ko dol tenting miral bakata ngani kuta de balwor ke ntenga mero tete be dimbe ala wati akamunta tarde be de tarandila andum wo manke kuti miyalon ko banko sula tala sainten di woto alinga falindiro ke nga alifa kamana miyalon ko ay nyim bankun soto aju soto kabiring 1996 fo bi abelori nyim banku ngi anu nal hakilo baka mole miyalon ko janda bina politiko kono abe doku kende bala be na fulo soto kanje abe to soto kan non doko kono asa nono afane to doko wala komi momo be la doko la nyami ye fen soto je yeta international appointment na ti dunia dulado barabe siri nyim banku kan ay kolyata min siata sanji tan sabode andu abe banko nyinne ko le nyine ka be lorin banko nyinne la kote ako ala fla just one time la mimu 5 years so that nga maral kitabu kendol soto jami mu constitutional but civil service reform atul min yalon ko bi albe doko la man sakundal kono atul be koku kono je aliya lonne politiko min be tamaka nga alkanje ka fo nyin aka UDP le support to nyin akonton mu dabolo ta akonton manel ta akonton mu siselti oto sikare le moto nyinne ma mayne tarla nyin dulato wol be mu kuleti min ya lon ko be aje kana civil service kono pour ka reform kamana nyin dula so that mo manyan na kaje ko mi bi kadi because of akonton mu dabol to mane oto sise oto njay oto fal oto kadi manyan na nyim position kare sotola oto because of kadi ba nyim political party dole to ngamil lonno ota bama bole to afama bole to oto kadi manyan na ndo ku kare sotla in bankunka these are reforms min ya lonko na party leader ko alla fula pour banko e tamani wala gambia wate sotanu mol ko gambia mol min ya lonko no ibinu janjandin tol jawrala jamano wala modi banku jamal kana janka civil service story nyim banku ne kanja so gambia nene mun nun hoplet mi ko is an envy of West Africa Senegal el kana janne kay la bayol sang barbi atol jamal biji alkata Senegal le bay sang laji jamal biji alla nyim bay nyim malike betu important so akamundan tol buka fem fong da dano na nyim banku kanja woto nyil betu sa fali noni man sakunda kendo sotta jam because and nebe keru ni nyim banku kanja jawral jamano alnga man sakunda jibe min sa wolo kenyeno andu United Democratic Party again bal nyinin kaka la carte la pour aller à dimol so ko the first time voters ndemu victim wolti kono because nte I graduated at the University of the Gambia University of the Gambia en kamalu bake niyo ka kuyankaje dokuta mol bulo kono sa intenti fona manke kata join either police lem or the other immigration. Imagine kunung jamme bija wato minnan man trani service ol bilitul kan but ni service ol tatal to the point that mol mini alonko ila karawul man jamfa bake to the university level wol jamal le ka dunno nyin do ko ba ni aje sa university student ol mang any other chances de barkata ka do nyin do ko la wo risalo ne ko there is a fundamental problem and how do we solve this fundamental problem ntol as the students le nyanta kaje komi we need reforms and the right honorable Sini A. Dabo is the choice for these reforms. Mbal Danila, Koteke Kafale ko alalla karte karfa Usenu Dabo ma for the next 5 years. Ngajibe ate fanang kabirin ni sanji tansabol kono mine mutarabul asa mine keno. Nin fotata 2031 fanang. We will decide min fanam ba kela woto but ate ko ate fotala wo fondo na ate fotata woto ate be lola wo dulal for the 5 term ning I mean for rather 1 term ning 5 year nyindi then we can continue wata la reform sol be to ke ala barka ba ke kontani bata pour kana Eco TV jang andum bal falatol fane politician ol janne mum kacha adulal ti mulka moy janne to ila banta balto alkana jang halni mulka kacha ala barka ba ke ntoka at any time I'm at your service na liyo ko wati bakata la pour ni mole na kacha
baraka ba ke mizama